Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome to your 13th Bootstrap 3 tutorial, and in this lesson we're going to talk about image styles. Alright then, so as you can see I've just got a row here, then I've got 4 div elements, and each one of those I've given these column classes, alright? And in each one of those I've got an image, right? So if we just view this in a browser as is at the minute, you'll see this, alright? So you can see each of these images is kind of overlapping the column width that it's been given, right? So if we hover over that image, you can see it's overlapping into the next image. So there is a way we can get around this using one of Bootstrap's inbuilt classes, which is what I'm going to show you. And the class is image-responsive. All right, so if I do that now, and in fact I'm going to paste this into each one. So I'll give them all a class of image-responsive. Then I'm going to save that. Come back over here and refresh. Now you should see, yeah, each of the images are now within each of the column widths, so they never exceed that width. And if we just click on the image and have a look in the console over here, we can see on the styles that they've been given these rules right here. So the display type has been set to block, max width at 100%, which is why they're not overlapping. Okay, so the maximum width they can ever be is 100% of their parent container, so this column width right here. And then they've been given a height of auto also. So that's what that class does. I also want to show you a few more classes which are more kind of visual things. And the first one I'm going to show you is image-circle. And again, I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to copy it to each one of these right here. I want to make all these circles, and then refresh over here, and boom guys, now they're all circles. And this is pretty common on websites where you've got 4 kind of selling points on the front, or where you go to the team page and they've got like, I don't know, 50 people working there. They've all got like a little circle with the face in it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. If you don't want it to be a full circle, if you're not that extreme, we can do something which is slightly different, which is image rounded. And now if I save that and refresh, you can see we still have these rounded corners right here. So it's a bit softer than just a square, but it's not the full circle. All right, so we've got those options. I'm also going to show you the thumbnail class, which is image thumbnail. I'm just going to apply this to a couple of them. So the first one and the second. And notice that this one is rounded still, but this is circle. Doesn't matter, we can still apply the image thumbnail to both. And if we view that in a browser now, it's a bit of a subtle difference, but you can see this little bit of padding around the image itself, okay? And then it's also got this border around it as well. So the idea is that these are now thumbnails. It's just got a little bit of a different style to the normal images. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you, and that is this. So for most of the device widths, it's going to be 3 columns in width, each one of these elements. Yeah, you can see up until we reach this breakpoint here called XS12, it's going to be this kind of width. But when we do reach that breakpoint, now each one takes up 12 columns in width, right? Now, we did set that class to each of the images, which is image responsive, which means it takes up at maximum the full width of the parent element, but it doesn't have to take up the full width. It only takes up a max width of that. Okay, so if the picture was like 1000 pixels wide, then yeah, it would still take up the max width here, the full span of the page. But the natural width of the image is 400 pixels, all right? So it only ever takes up 400 pixels at most. Now, a good way to kind of present this better is to centralize those images so that in a central column rather than all the way over to the left. So to do that, what we need to do is apply another class, and the class is center-block. And I'm going to apply that to each one of these dudes right here, so they're all in the middle. All right, perfect. And refresh, and there we go guys, everything in the middle now. Alright, so they are just a few classes we can apply to images that just make our life easier as front-end developers, so we don't have to go into the CSS too much, especially when we're just prototyping quick websites. Really useful. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Otherwise guys, I'll see you in the very next tutorial.